To date, visual encounters with the Yowie, I've had 17. Most of those were with my wife or my son, neighbours, friends. So there's always been, most of the time a witness right there with me. And some of them are from a distance, sometimes from here to the dam up the back, others within 20 feet. And some that we've seen from the road, but most of them are pretty close up, so we know what it is. Well, I usually try and give them a wide berth because I don't know what they're capable of. There is a bit of fear there. I won't let my son run around outside. And I usually advise anyone coming onto the property, especially up around the machinery shed up the back, not to venture too far into the scrub, because I've seen what they do to trees up there. We've had trees torn down, branches 6 inches round, torn right off the trees, claw marks. So Lord knows what they'd do if they got a hold of somebody. Yeah, the very first time before the house was built, we were just camping, and I went outside and I noticed at the time, the tree is long gone now, but there was a large tree at the end of the driveway, and I noticed something large right next to it, and I thought, I don't remember seeing another tree there. So I went back inside and got the torch, and when I illuminated it with the torch, I thought, geez, that's queer. And then all of a sudden it just turned round to its left and looked me right in the eyes. And I bolted back into the caravan, and I told my wife, I said, get Andrew, get in the car. I said, because if that thing turns around, comes towards us, we're out of here. I think one of the closest would have been with one of my customers. We were discussing a business outside the machinery shed. We were just talking, it was getting on towards dusk, and possibly we were talking a little loud, because I think these things are very territorial. And all of a sudden we heard this loud grunt, and then a snort, and then chest thumping, and we heard just something definitely on 2 legs. We've got a lot of kangaroos and that on the property, but you can hear that there's a totally different sound when they're moving around. And Ashley looked at me and he said, what the heck was that? And I said, you might think I'm nuts, that's a Yowie. And he said, yeah. He said, well, I believe it. And we looked up into the scrub, and then it was, like I say, getting on dusk, and we just saw this enormous figure go behind the lantana bushes. I tell you what, he didn't hang around long. He was in his ute and gone. And I wasn't far behind him. It put the wind up me. Well, I've seen a couple of, that's why we think there's definitely 2 or 3 different individuals on the property that frequent it. Whether they live in a cave up the back or whatever, I don't know. Because I'm not game enough to go up there. I flatly refuse to go up to the top end of the boundary for obvious reasons. Very well built. Huge shoulders. I've read a lot of reports of people seeing them stooped. I've yet to see one stooped. They've usually got the chest thrust out, and very robust, covered in a shaggy, matted type hair, and we've seen variations in the colour, anywhere from a reddy brown, sometimes grey, to jet black. Some are chocolate brown. And got a fair bit of facial hair. The one thing that really stands out that I've noticed on all of them, every sighting I've seen, they don't appear to have any neck. It's just like the head sits right on the shoulders, and I've never been able to make out ears. It's covered in long hair. The face, I've seen pale coloured ones, and I've also seen jet black ones, like with a leathery, like a shiny leather look. Not like a primate, not like a gorilla or a monkey, and not like a human. But I have seen paler ones. The eyes are usually wide spaced, because I've got close enough to really have a good look at these things. And the Yowie is like nothing else that you could describe. And the stink from them, that is just, once you smelt one, you never forget it. It's like a burnt electrical, if you blew up a TV or a radio, that burnt Bakelite electrical smell. And it seems to permeate everything in the area, and it lingers sometimes for days. And that once you smell it, you'll never forget it.